you. And of course, given that she's tried on 3 occasions and our tech's not working for her, because I haven't actually read through this. So on behalf of Cheryl from the Parnell Business Association, good afternoon all, and thank you Mark and Viv for your contribution. Part of our response over the last few weeks was to note that we are fundamentally opposed to Council's new proposal around funding, which we see as placing the control of the bid targeted rate firmly in the hands of Council. In our view, it represents a major deviation from agreement and the way in which we operate. We are gravely concerned that we are moving from documents that are funding arrangements with Council, where the Council is clearly described as the funding agent, to documents that are now funding agreements with Council as the funder. We all know that the funding for bids is raised by applying a targeted rate to commercial properties within a defined geographic area and providing those funds to the relevant business association. In essence, the bid targeted rate belongs to the bid members. It is merely collected by the Council and passed back to those members. This is one of the very basic tenets of what our members. Council has provided the service in recognition of the benefits of bids and our effective channel of support for Auckland's businesses. We do not believe that the Council owns these ratepayers' funds, nor should they have control over which organisations they should be allocated to. I took out my ballot form when we did the bid expansion in Parnell, and it very clearly states, do you support the extension of the Parnell Business Improvement District delivered by Parnell Inc., and accordingly supported a targeted rate. However, one of the suggested conditions in this proposed funding agreement is that it would give Council the power to take our funding and award it to another party for doing the same work. We're not sure that this is even lawful, given our bids were established by way of a formal ballot. We understand that advice was given to the bid team at Council to base the proposal on current agreements. We have noted our request for the information regarding the legal advice and concerns held by the Office of the Auditor General to be treated as a Lukwema request, and we have yet to see the outcome. We are all familiar with Council's funding agreements, and most of us has signed at least one of them as bid managers. In our view, they are designed for small one-off grants, for small amounts of money over a short period of time. However, our traditional core fund is quite a different matter. It's for large sums of money over a long period of time, where continuity of funding is vital for each bid. We used to have a partnership agreement with no end dates. We now have 3-year partnership agreements, and Council are proposing 12-month funding agreements. We wonder if our auditors will consider us financially viable if they can only guarantee 12 months of income. Our liabilities certainly stretch out beyond that. And in closing, this is not the spirit of partnership. We've always understood the healthy tension in our relationship via which we serve our members and do not impose terms on one another. The new proposal has several questionable terms. It's fundamentally different to what we have. It changes the power of Council over our members' funds, and it is quite simply not fit for purpose. Sure, you can understand why we're asking for postponement, and simply does not cut it.
Thank you. So I'll move that the Waitemata Local Board thank Cheryl.
Sorry, if I could record the question that I would have asked Cheryl.
Record the question, but you can't answer it.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
And my question was that there seems to be a big disconnect between the workshop that we attended on the change of policy and the very contentious issues that have been tabled and raised by the bids today. So I just really wanted to comment on that, and I'm not sure if Mark or Viv could answer on Cheryl's behalf.
Not really, but it's obviously a point you can make in the debate later on.
Richard, I'd just like... Well, my question for Cheryl, and perhaps we'll speak on the phone tomorrow about this, is my understanding of some of the changes that are being proposed is due to one of the bids, not in our area, acting inappropriately, bringing in these changes, which do you feel that this is throwing the baby out with the bathwater, or using a sledgehammer to crack a nut? But we'll speak later on that. Thanks.
Yes, we can refer those two questions on to her for an emailed answer, and it's also of staff later on.
And Cheryl has also asked that I table the document that she's emailed me, so I will email that to all of the board. And sorry, somebody else just had a question.
Oh, that was me, but it was just to ask you to do the very thing that you just said you were going to do. So thank you, Sarah.
So I'll move the Waitemata Local Board thank Cheryl Adamson, Parnell Business Association, for her presentation and attendance at the meeting.
Could we also ensure that the 3 bids presentations today are forwarded on to staff for further comment?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Good
In these table presentations be forwarded on. A number of them, some of them come from the staff themselves, but the ones that are the 3 main presentations from the board, so in the 3 presentations be forwarded onto the staff. Okay, so is the seconder for that? Right, I'll put it. Those in favour say aye.
Aye.
It's carried. So I'm a bit quick on the ayes and noes. I must slow down.